This is J. Randal Wilkerson, author of the Heart Failure Recovery Plan, Successful Heart Regeneration Using Metabolic Enzymes. This is part 32 of a 58-part video series on the entire book. We'll be going into the subheading Chapter 8, Diet, under Juices. If you haven't already, please review the introductory video to get the background. If you search any library or bookstore, you will find probably a whole shelf of books on juicing vegetables and fruits. Many juicing organizations make medical claims and cures. They go into all kinds of enzymes that are catalysts for the human body because raw juices contain those enzymes undamaged, that they're uncooked, and therefore the enzymes are in complete quantity and available for your body to absorb. In heart failure recovery, it's not enough to simply take supplements in capsules. The human body needs vast quantities of raw, fresh food and enzymes still alive to carry out all the processes of life. Our body uses 1,500 different enzymes needed for muscle movement, breathing, digestion, rebuilding the heart, and other organs. Many enzymes are not even cataloged, so the only way to get them is to routinely eat quantities of vegetables in our diet. As a practical matter, years ago, I began to juice vegetables in the morning to prepare a drink as a buffer for mixing in aloe vera gel. Aloe vera can be bitter depending upon the age, and by mixing it in with other juices that hide the bitter taste, you don't even notice the bitterness. There are many fine juicers on the market, but so many of them take up large amounts of counter space or enormous amounts of time to clean up that most people try them out once or twice and decide this is taking too much time for me. I realized the only way to practically juice vegetables is to find a juicer that was small in size for countertop space and extremely fast to clean up. After weeks of evaluating all the different designs, I came up with one that's only 8 inches across because it's a vertical juicer, and then 3.5 minutes to clean up. This is the Omega line of vertical juicers. There's the VRT 350, the VRT 400, and the latest model is the VSJ 843. They carry a warranty of 15 years, but the most important thing is they juice quickly. They leave some pulp in the juice, so it's not completely removed, doesn't completely remove all fiber like most juicers. And then cleanup is extremely quick. Now, the toothbrush size cleaning brush that comes with it is dainty. What you need to do is buy a hand size scrub brush at the dollar store, which will speed things up quite quickly on cleaning the screens. The enzymes that we need to consume from vegetables have very limited temperature ranges. They often should be above freezing and no higher than 114 degrees Fahrenheit. So a juicer that does so cold without any high-speed screens is important. A high-speed juicer will damage some of the enzymes, although not all of them. So the cold, slow juicers are the ones you want to look for. I've recently started juicing only twice a week, and I basically will do an entire stalk of celery, 3 to 6 large beets, an entire small bowl of carrots, so that I have enough juice to store in the refrigerator in a glass jar, and therefore I only have to clean up the juicer once or twice a week. When I began juicing, I noticed a tremendous surge of energy, especially when I added beets, raw beets, to the mix. I typically have fresh foods in the dinner and evening and lunch, and those are enjoyable too. Cooked vegetables, green beans, broccoli. But with juicing, the juicer can burst the cell walls of the vegetables, essentially releasing nutrients that are locked inside, even when you eat them raw. The stomach and digestive system of the human body cannot break through all the fiber in vegetables, but a juicer can. There's one group called the Gerson Institute that recommends a glass of fresh juice every hour or 13 times a day. They have quite a few documented cases of healing various diseases. For me, that's too much time. I work during the day like everyone else, so I essentially juice almost a quart every morning. and split it between my wife and myself, sometimes a lot more. I choose vegetables that are available year-round. The reason I use celery is because it has enzymes that prevent arthritis, which runs in my family. I do not have arthritis, even though I'm 61. I use carrots for the vitamins and carotene. I use raw beets for the huge nutrients and energy burst. I sometimes add molasses for that is blackstrap molasses for the iron content. Hemp powder for protein, and some rice bran powder. Then to add the enzymes and amino acids that are mentioned earlier under the chapter 5, I use powdered forms in jars of taurine, arginine, and lysine. Then with a half teaspoon measuring spoon, I can just ladle them into the blender. After I've juiced the juices, I will put that into the blender, put in the enzymes, the extras like cilantro, run that in the blender for a bit, then add the aloe vera gel for about 3 seconds. I don't want to over blend it because the beneficial enzymes in aloe vera are very long chain molecules. Now regarding beet juice, last year the Auburn University football team revealed their trade secret to winning games and being in the top 4. They seem to have more stamina and energy in the second half of every football game. They discovered through their nutritionist that if the players take beet juice 30 minutes before every game, they are dramatically stronger with far more stamina. The beet juice releases nitric oxide in the bloodstream, much like arginine does, which opens up the blood vessels, allowing for higher flow volume, lower blood pressure, and as a result, a dramatic increase in muscle-based energy. Now, hearts are muscles, so what works for Auburn University football players' legs and arms can also work to boost your heart power. The players use a stabilized packet of crystals because that has a consistent chemical formula extracted from the beets, and they'll mix it with water or a juice, at least 4 ounces. The company called Neogenesis Sport supplies many sports teams with this product called Beet Elite. I still recommend fresh beets and fresh juice because you never know in processing what has been removed from the mix. Another clinical trial was conducted in Europe in which they added 8.5 ounces of beet juice in the diet of persons with hypertension, high blood pressure. All of the test subjects saw their blood pressure return to normal, and when the clinical trial was over with, after they stopped taking beet juice, their blood pressure went back high to hypertensive levels within 2 weeks. Very interesting outcome. There are many books on juicing, but only one covering the therapeutic effects of aloe vera mixed with different vegetable juices. Unfortunately, it's written in German by Karl-Heinz Mattern, M-A-T-T-E-R-N. The ISBN number is 3382956428-7. You may have to order one from a bookstore in Germany. You may have encountered juice bars at large health food stores. Nearly all of those do not use fresh aloe vera leaves if you're looking for an aloe vera juice. They may juice the celery, carrots, beets, and other vegetables, kale, but aloe vera seems to be something outside their regular way of operations. Now, there was a juice bar in Tampa run by Cephas Gilbert. He had opened his restaurant and juice bar in 1981. But the Florida Business Regulation Office closed it last year because of licensing issues since a kitchen fire. He had continued to run his counter on the sidewalk for aloe vera juice using fresh leaves and a blender. All he would use is a 16-ounce bottle of spring water, some ice, and a gel from a fresh leaf that he scooped right out in front of you. Juicing raw vegetables will enable you to consume the highest quality and quantity of fresh enzymes and nutrients in the shortest possible time. When you first start juicing, you may feel it takes too much time. However, the energy level and the health is somewhat dramatic. It's just amazing how far humanity has gone in the modern world away from real food. My name is J. Randal Wilkerson, author of the Heart Failure Recovery Plan, Successful Heart Regeneration Using Metabolic Enzymes. This book is available from Amazon in a print and Kindle edition, from the Apple iTunes Store in an iBooks edition. It's on eBay in a print edition, and from the publisher Wilkerson & Hughes, P.O. Box 777, Altoona, Florida 32702. Just enclose a check for $24 to cover the book and shipping. Thank you for listening.